Okay guys, in the previous module we learned how we could download files from the internet and animate them. So in this module we're going to be learning how we could render or export an animation or a still graphics that we've made in Moho. Alright, so first of all, let's learn how we can export a still image from Moho. I had talked about that earlier in the previous video. So to do that, once you're done satisfied with whatever graphics you've created here, next thing you do is to come to file, come to preview. Right, so from the preview you could see the character as it is. Let's say we moved in time to somewhere here where the character has a new pose. Okay, so we'll come down and click preview. So we could have the character at this position. So to export it or render it as an image, simply have to come down here and select whichever file format is okay with us, but generally you will use a JPEG or a PNG image, right? JPEG will leave it with a white background, while PNG will leave it transparent. Okay, so let's try both. So first I'll do a JPEG. Alright, so I'm going to save it, and then secondly I'll do a PNG, then I'm going to save it. So if we should come down to our come here, where did we save it? So if we should come here guys, the first one is a JPEG, is a PNG. So you see it's transparent, while the second one will now have a white background, a JPEG, because JPEG images cannot be transparent. Okay, so moving forward, to export this animation that we have here, we have a 2 seconds animation. To export it, first thing we have to do is to determine the duration of our animation. Like you can see here, if I should press the play button, you can see that after the 48th frame, the animation continues playing, which is not what we want. We want to restrict the duration of this animation um, just for 2 seconds. So I'm going to cut the duration down to the 48th frame. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to hold down the Alt key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to right click. Alright, so when I do that, if I should play it back, you can see it will keep cycling between the first 2 seconds. Alright, now that I'm satisfied with this, next thing I'm going to do is to come to my file and then come all the way down and say export animation. Okay, here we have a few setup that we'll have to do. The first thing we'll do is to determine the duration, the start and the end of the animation. We had already determined it from our timeline. However, if you forgot to do that and you still have your full animation, you can come here and decide the start and the end of your animation. This, in our case, it starts from the first frame and ends on the 48th frame, which is the same thing that we have here. Okay, next thing is to choose our file format. We're either working with an M4V, MP4, AVI, or any other thing we have here. Usually MP4 is the most convenient video file format to work with. So we use MP4. Come here, we don't have anything to select. So here we can decide the quality of the animation we want. The more the quality, the heavier the file size. Alright, so if your animation is very lengthy and you're not really particular about quality, you can reduce the quality here so that you can um, reduce the time it takes for your animation to export. Right here, we're not going to touch anything for now. We're going when we get to rendering part 2, then we can touch this. Then next we have to do is to select which folder we want our animation to be saved in. All right, if you already have your file saved in a particular folder, you can just say save in the same folder as the project file. If you don't, you can just come and select a folder. So we're going to save it in animation class and then give it a title. Let's just say a lady animation. That is perfect. Okay, next once you click OK, it will start exporting. Alright guys, you can see that our animation is exporting or rendering. Whichever term you use is still correct. Alright guys, you can see our animation is done and we have it exported and playing back as a video. Okay, so guys, that's how you can export your animation in Moho. So in the next class, we'll learn how we can add text to our animation to make it more interesting.